welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. This is the second conversation of the day. The first one, I hope you took a lot from it. We're talking about investment in stock markets. And now we're switching gears. So for those that are not into that, maybe this would open your eyes and to the opportunities that are there in the digital economy, because we'll be talking about tech trends and digital economy. That is our topic today. And the guest joining us for this particular conversation, we have Moses Were, who carries a lot of titles. He's a digital marketer, and he's also the founder and CEO of Strive Creatives, but he will tell us more. So Moses, karibu sana.
Asante sana. Shukrani, tajaribu Kiswahili leo.
Okay. Oh, okay. Tuongeleshe basi.
Kwa majina naitwa Moses Were. I run a company called Strive Creatives, and besides that, I'm a digital marketer and a business development consultant and a trainer. And I'm really excited to be on this show as we talk about the tech trends in the industry and how the digital economy is reshaping both the entrepreneurship and professional spaces by bringing us great opportunities as people who are rising up to leverage these tech conversations that we have always had to digital tools. Thanks to the Y254 for hosting me in this session.
You're most welcome, and also honored to have you come and share your insights in this particular area. So for people who are saying there are not jobs in Kenya and all that, what would you tell them as we start this conversation?
I think it first starts with your mindset, because now we are in an era where people are talking about technology, opportunities, and some people are still talking about unemployment. But yes, there are no jobs in Kenya, that's right. However, we are now in an era where professionals and even the young youths are moving towards becoming content creators, where they have these skills, they have this knowledge. And then we are talking about the digital economy, the digital platforms. So they are showing their skills, their expertise, their life experiences online. And this is where now they are getting gigs, collaboration opportunities, and also value for that which they are providing in the moment, and getting income from them. So through that processes, they won't be looking for employment opportunities again in the spaces. They'll be making money. And for you as a business owner, are you leveraging these online tools and platforms? This is what we are going to discuss in this session.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Great stuff. And I just want you to share your motivation into getting into this space, coming up with your company, building your company, that is Strive Creatives. What is the motivation for you?
I think before registering Strive Creatives, there is a pain which I had, particularly because I was working as a consultant in one of the international agencies in Kenya. And I was into the business development role. And through the process, I had that opportunity and moment to brush the shoulders with some of the giants in the industry and Kenyan businesses. So through this process, I could see a higher number of businesses that did not understand what tech and digital opportunities could do for their businesses, because in the agency it is advanced, because I just left it to start my own. So we used to offer these services including virtual reality, augmented reality, and some of these IoT services, and digital being one of the components in it, and animation. So through the process, it was very challenging to it was very challenging to converse with someone who is in 50s and you are just 22 to get to understand there's a shift in which now consumers are making decisions, and there's a lot of money that they can tap into the market by presenting themselves well in the market, using these digital platforms to access more people who are much interested in their services, and them also embracing this digitization process to systemize their business infrastructure. So they were leaving a lot of money in the table. And when also we come to personal brands, because you were asking like the pain point, what motivated me, I think earning less money than what you are providing in the table is something that motivated me towards moving into entrepreneurship and starting Strive Creatives. So what do I mean by this? Professionals in Kenya much we move from 9 to 5 based on the skills that we have acquired through education system. But now we are in an era where you can continuously learn, gain skills, knowledge, so that you can become a valuable asset in the company. So so this is where you know your worth, which you always talk about. But you feel you are being paid less. So why can't you invest in your personal brand and then then talk about these skills that you know, and then you attract people, because once you become a resourceful person where you have skills and knowledge, everyone is going always to seek for you. And one of the opportunities now that I saw I can leverage, what pushed me further towards starting Strive Creatives, which is a digital company, is now leveraging these digital tools to amplify what we do, the solutions we provide. And the greatest is that now we are in an era which AI has also come in, so it's making it easy for us even to scale, and also for business owners, creators to get to know how to position themselves well, get opportunities, and lastly, increase their income.
Okay,
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So for you, it was the pain point that businesses were not making use of the digital space to market themselves, and you felt like you need to get there. And also, you know, knowing your personal brand, having built your personal brand, you're like, no, I you know, let me venture into my own business and help other people out there, you know, and earn what you're worth. You know, become your own boss, which is very important. But let's get into the tech trends. What tech trends are there currently now in 2025?
That's an amazing conversation. So when you look into 2025, we have one thing that's much robust online, and you can even see most creators talking about it. I would just like to echo on AI and machine learning. So AI has given that opportunity to be more efficient and productive in various sectors, industries, and even in the professional fields that we work in, whereby we can have more output based on what we are doing. We can get more access to solutions and also ideas, and formulate strategies that we can work with as professionals and business owners. And we can't just leave it there. It has also increased more productivity with automation coming in. And if you're someone who is in business, you need to know, like, how now can I leverage this AI tools? So automation has made businesses to find it easy to just automate some of the processes that they used to have, like the customer service, email management, communication, because we now have various AI models. And we can even look at Safaricom, which has the Zuri for Messenger, and then they have that voice note that when you call, it responds back to you. So that's something that's really for us to look into. And then you have the aspect of e-commerce and social entrepreneurship. Everyone, if you go to TikTok, if you go to Instagram shops, when you come to Facebook, we have these communities. Everyone is currently positioning themselves to provide a unique service or a product, and even consultants are building their brands online to just be known for what they have. And a teen as early as 19 can now just learn something, and the next 1 year is like, oh, you know, you can believe me and trust me in this. So what do I mean? Once you have a product, you have a service. We have these digital platforms that now brands are leveraging to increase visibility and also attract revenue income. So that's an opportunity that you can't leave. And then there is now higher demand for digital literacy. Digital literacy, this is for professionals like business owners and even the CEOs to get to know how these digital platforms contribute to the business ecosystem, and how you can use them, but after acquiring the skills on digital transformation, how you can use them in your service. And then after this, we talk about digital entrepreneurship. Once you have had these skills, now you have a personal brand worth 1 million followers. How do you make money from it? And that's a whole process that I believe we need to look out at in 2025.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So most of the trends that are happening are associated with AI and machine learning, and they're the ones that have disrupted the space that we're in, the business space, right? And people are making use of it. My other question, still linked to that, are this the technology that we see as game changers, even as we look at the next 5 years?
Come again.
This technology that we have mentioned, AI, machine learning, do you also foresee them being that disruptive in the next 5 years to come?
Yes, I think not just 5 years, but they have started now. I just wanted to echo on a particular case. I know it's being handled of cybersecurity that's been trailing lately. So you see that through that case, we see that there is an opportunity that the government has never thought of now making sure that these individuals are trained, they are managed well, and they are given opportunities, because we talked about unemployment. So it's actually, when you talk about AI, cybersecurity, digital skills like digital analysis and data science and even website development, They are already revolutionizing the market now, not even in the next 5 years. So one thing that's going to happen in the next 2 to 5 years is that most people or businesses that do not leverage them will become vulnerable to failure, losing more money, and moving out of business. While those who are adapting to these tools at the moment, even in the next couple of years, they'll be more not just efficient or productive, but even their level of income and excellence in their areas will be more great and they'll be advanced. So the best thing that we can do at the moment is to get to understand in our business structure or our personal brands what's really working on now that I can leverage to increase the impact of my skill sets or business performance so that I can be more effective in the industry. And that one is something that we need to think about even when we look into the 5 years. So when we talk about the long-term process, just think about your ecosystem, the ecosystem which you operate in as a business. What do they want? What do they want? And you as a professional, which areas are you having some challenges on that you can now leverage this AI, the digital skills and tools to help to increase efficiency, and to some extent some jobs are also going to be taken away by AI while some are going to be future-proofed. So positioning.
I was actually coming to that. Some people have the fears that AI is replacing them, taking away their jobs, and maybe it's valid to a great extent because some things have been automated, especially the repetitive tasks, have been automated by AI. So that presents a risk to some people. But again, as you've said, it also creates opportunities for them. So which is which? How should what would you advise people, the perception that people should have and the attitude that people should have even when you look at the technologies that are disrupting the space?
That's an amazing question. I think AI is replacing jobs through people who have mastered AI systems, infrastructures in various areas and industry. So what do I mean? Let's think about the customer service for a company like Safaricom, which might have over 200 people just managing calls at the moment, and now they introduce an automated AI tool or system. So this means that they are going to lay off maybe half of that people, and to another extent they are going to need another 100 of employees to be in their team. So when you come now to before laying off, and even before I talk even about that brand, we have Microsoft, which has been laying off people. It has laid off over 30,000 now between 2022 up to today. And it lays off both who are skilled and even some you never know when your fate arrives. So it's one thing that's happening at the moment is that brands are just trying to understand how they can increase their profitability in the market space. And that's one great thing that AI and the tools are providing us at the moment. So how do we enhance this in our corporate culture? So business-wise, if you are in business, you are the one who is managing WhatsApp calls, Facebook, Instagram DMs. You are managing these normal conversations. So you try to incorporate in various AI tools that can manage those task-based areas for you. So if you have an employee who is not more efficient in their areas, are not skilled or are not specialists in their area, it means that you'll have now to replace them with tools that are more efficient. Again, moving forward now with AI bringing us job. We are in an era, yes, we are saying AI is replacing job, and other people are also replacing people who do not know about AI. So what you can do at the moment to future-proof your career, assume you are a digital marketer like me, is to understand the various AI tools and systems that you can use in your area to increase productivity in that particular role. So when you increase productivity, you are not just efficient in the process. It means that the results that you are getting are also getting, like I like using the word 10x, because it reduces the time that you used to spend on that specific area, and you get best results out of it. And you are also in a position to create now more advanced systems in your area of operations. So by understanding this, if you are a career person or if you are in business, there is profitability that you are getting because through the results, right? So this is what's going to make you remain in the job. And once you know how to do this in your area or in your business, what does it mean? More money means that you are indispensable if you are an employee. More money in the business increases that your capability and to expand the business. So that's the context to which we need to look at these AI tools, but not to avoid them. If you avoid these conversations on AI and digital tools, not just conversations, but adoption, it means that someone can easily replace you, because I'm going to meet your CEO, I'm going to meet your boss, I'm going to tell him, this is what we can do for you. Assume I just approach, yes, we talk about AI, assume I just approach a particular microfinance firm that has 100 employees in-house. And then I want to tell them that there's a tool that I can put for you here that can replace 50 of your employees with this tool, so that when customers are making inquiries, they just come and ask this tool online, the chatbot, and then it responds. So it will handle the conversation until to the CRM. So that employee, that CEO will be in a position just to invest maybe 100,000 Kenya shillings. And then he'll do out with 20 other individuals. So he will save money. He'll be more efficient, because customers will be like, whenever I call this organization, I get the prompt feedback. And then another area, the AI will have the capability to even, how do I put it, manage your funnels. From the awareness to manage and convert the funnel. So it will be easy for you to see people who have been qualified, for you to just follow up and close the sales. So you see, it's a process that you are saving cost, you are more efficient, and then there is profitability into it.
Okay, so profitability and efficiencies is brought by AI using these systems, and the only way that you can't be replaced is when you actually understand how to operate the systems. That you put yourself at a better place, at an advantage. Yeah. Now, what are the digital skills? Because you also mentioned digital skills that people should learn. You know, you could be, and you maybe your company is not thinking about, adopting these systems. Maybe your position is not quite replaceable just yet. But what digital skills will just put you at a better place for you to learn simple digital skills?
That's a great question. Allow me to start it from a standpoint of first embracing digital literacy. So this is where you get to know how the platforms work, how people engage in the social media profiles, and what it means to be to leverage these digital opportunities that are coming, like just having clarity or information of how the e-commerce, the cyber security, and this playing fields is. So that one gives people like access to now, if it's a young professional, especially if you look in Kenya, it gives you access to know where to get the opportunities, like for the remote work, the freelancing, because you just have the basic knowledge of what digital literacy is, and that's something that's being promoted in Kenya. So it gives you an opportunity to gain income from it, right? Where you become a virtual assistant like that. So that's just on digital literacy. But now there's this extent, now we are talking about the digital skills, and these are specialities and technical skills, which now you have to master, you have to study them, just like we used to go for education. So some of them we have like the cyber security, where people are trying to get to understand the various networks and ecosystems designed to enhance that security accept on the tools that they are managing. And then we have the digital marketing and e-commerce, which is now really great, because every business is trying to position itself in the online space as the most trusted, reliable, and credible brand. So this is where you get to know how can I use social media, how can I use the website, how can I put content, how can I put content out there that is nice and will make people perceive me as someone who is good, or as a business that understands them. And then we have that extent. Now we have the IoT, and also these and having clarity of the, should I say, digital entrepreneurship, whereby you have the skills, you have the capacity to engage online. And then digital entrepreneurship concept of it is where now you are turning your skills into monetary value. Assume you are developing digital products, assume you are a speaker and you have a specialty or technical skills in a particular area, and there are people who are interested in it. So you can come up with the ebooks, you can come up with the courses, you can decide to become a trainer, and then you develop systems around that particular area. Then you have the digital, the data science, and how do I put it? The data science and data analysis areas, which are also big, because we can't ignore it. As the businesses grow, they have chunk data online, and then you need people who are specialists in those specific areas. And more opportunities are still there, just based on what I can't leave out, AI which is also skyrocketing the industry, because even us, we just have, yes, we have specialists who handle the AI systems, processes, automation. So AI and machine learning is also bringing up a career role that has never been there, and now we can't ignore them. And you don't need to go to any school, but now even we have people who go for masters in them. So we can't ignore the digital skills today.
Absolutely, and there are quite many of, you've mentioned quite a lot, so there are opportunities in this area. So if someone is looking, just a fresh graduate, not graduate, even form 4 leavers, you know how parents wanaulisanga mtoto wangu nimpeleke asome nini shule, like would you advise them to go into now the creative side, to know about the digital economy, digital skills? Yeah, absolutely,
I would say yes. But come from this standpoint, you know, when you are looking for it, don't look at just about money that you're going to make from it. So first get to understand your personal values, and start it from like a personal perspective. You get to know, what do you like doing? How do you like enjoying your time? Because, you know, career is also going to contribute to your lifestyle, and there's a way your lifestyle is going to be contributing to your career success, all right? So if you're someone who is outgoing, you love conversations, you can be in events, you want to network, then you can think about becoming a social media manager or a digital marketer, because now that's when I come to brands, I know how to create content that relates with people. To some extent, you can be someone who is an introvert. You like sitting alone, you like doing mathematics, you like doing data. So that one will help to guide you to look into the specialty or technical skills in this digital area that you can now decide to specialize in. What am I trying to say? Having a right match between your personal values and skills and the area you are interested in learning is going to massively contribute to your career success by over 80%. Because if you are doing something that you hate, you are not going to be there for long. You are going to quit in the process. So that's what I am trying to make. So when you understand your personal values and how they align with your career goals and aspirations, you find that it's easy for you to build something that's great. And not only through that process, I believe people who have grown in the industry, they'll be in a position to spot you first. They'll be in a position to spot your strengths rather than weaknesses, and they'll be in a position to tap into those strengths and help you grow so fast, because they can see how you interact and share your insights in the area and the work that you do.
All right. Profound. That is very profound. Now, looking at, well, you know, technology and the trends and the development that has been there, we've also seen the fintech side also coming up very well. So how would you say the rise in fintech has influenced financial inclusion and entrepreneurship in Africa?
I think that's something that's very great. And if you look at in Kenya, there is a rise of investments so much into it. And the rise, allow me to link it to social entrepreneurship like ABBA, and we see other young creators who are building platforms. So the rise is massively going to contribute not just to employment, but also to revenue income. Because if you can look into the side, the government is highly investing in the people who are developing the financial systems, the security, and also there's a way in which cybersecurity is coming into it. Because in as much as transactions is coming there, these are the data protection rules, and then the systems have to also be in place and be in check. So it's going to create many opportunities, I wouldn't say for just professionals, but for people who are looking into it and innovative and business aspect, where you are not just providing the platform for people to streamline for opportunities, but you can innovate and think beyond the Kenyan setup to African ecosystem and then build it. What do I mean? If you look at an organization like, should I say Vabu, if you look at the way they have innovated their systems. They have first clarity of the users in the African ecosystem, and then now they have gone global. So having that capability to spot the specific audiences that you want to serve is going to be great. That's why we are seeing the rise of various finance models also that are coming into it. And the rise in these different finance models, also the transaction mechanisms and the security factors are getting looked at. So it's going to build up a great ecosystem from people who have just understanding of the blockchain, the digital skills ecosystem, to cybersecurity experts, to people in business development who are bringing others people in. So you find that it's going to be to boom. I would see it as an area that in the next 5 years, Even sometimes M-Pesa will have big players and competitors in more than whom they have been. So it's going to be a great field that's going to provide many opportunities.
Because it's continuously growing and developing, and people are innovating.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something. Now in Africa, what are some of the things? Because we have been growing, and Kenya is one of the countries that have really are really at the forefront when it comes to technological advancements.
Yeah.
So just looking at Africa, what are some of the things that are slowing us down as a continent?
I would have started with digital literacy, but at the moment I'll start it from a point of slower decision making. Slower decision making in the essence that as Africans we are slow to adaptability to change in the ecosystems and business environments. I do look it from this perspective, from both the business and even if you look at the political ecosystems, where we seem to be much resistant to change. And now when the change arrives, we find it very challenging again to adapt by bringing in the right people who should be driving those conversations or specialists in those particular area where we're trying to do things as they have worked. And this is not only in the governance perspective, but also in businesses. So being able to adapt to change is something that we really need to look at as professionals, as business owners, and as experts in various fields that we are in. And then there is also a challenge, because we're talking about Africa, not just Kenya, access to information and digital literacy. This is something that we really need to echo on, especially when it comes to providing employment opportunities, because if you look at over 60% of Kenyans, you'll find that less has access.
Sorry, let me cut you short for a bit. Moses, we have a live link that is going on, and we just get back to that particular question from where you were telling us about that. So let me welcome Miriam Masava, who's giving us a live link from the Rema Fest that is happening at Uhuru Park. Miriam.
Our father in the land who is celebrated, honored and loved by Kenyans. And we saw also different speakers like Pastor Poju, Pastor Oyedepo from Nigeria, and we had Minister Sinach from Nigeria, Minister Kambua, and also Minister Rebecca Don, ushering us to Rema Fest with beautiful, amazing, powerful songs that really led people to pray and just to worship and bask in the presence of God. That was just day one. What do you expect about day two? Day two is amazing. Day three will be even more powerful. Day 4 and day 5 will be more powerful, because we're expecting even greater speakers will be joining us here. I'm talking about Apostle Joshua Selma, Pastor Tim Mwangi, Reverend Julian Kula, and others. So you want to stay here on KBC Channel 1 to be blessed with this speaker. So I just want to catch up with one or two people who have been here since yesterday to tell us how their experience about Rema Fest was be. So for a minute or so or less, let me just speak with Rosalind. Rosalind, you can join me here and tell us Rema Fest imekuaje since yesterday.
Hi, I'm Rosaline. I was really blessed yesterday. The speaker that ministered to me, he came out so simply, Bishop J.B. Masinde. He told us that God is able to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all that we can ask or even think. And there's a statement he made that hatufai kurumia Mungu. So that stood out for me. And it's not my first time in Rema Fest. This is my 4th time in Rema Fest since 2022. And I'm looking forward for what God has in store for us.
Well, thank you so much, Rosalind. Yes, that's it. And you can catch up with John as well. Thank you so much, Rosalind. John, kuja utuambie ini mara yako ya kwanza Rema Fest.
Okay, my name is John, and ideally this is my first time attending Rema Fest. It was an invitation from my friend, and I'm expecting so much in terms of spiritual growth, being ministered upon by these great men of God. So I hope for this whole week it will be such an amazing time, a wonderful time to actually get to connect with God and all these ministers that ministering to us. So dearly I expect a lot from this week of the Rema Fest.
Yes. Thank you so much, John. Thank you. So yesterday we saw an amazing firework at around 9 p.m. and it was so beautiful. Na tuko na majenzi going to the street, just chanting and singing beautiful songs about the beautiful song, gospel song of Pastor Nathaniel Basi, who's also be joining us on Thursday and Friday. Watu wa Hallelujah Challenge, this is the day for you. On Friday, join us here at Uhuru Park. Pastor Nat will be ministering. He is bringing Hallelujah Challenge Kenya edition here on Friday nights, going through to Saturday morning. Tutakuwa tunaimba tu hey Yahweh Sabaoth. So join us here on Y254 on KBC and catch all the ministering gospel songs, gospel words. You don't want to go anywhere. And ministering right now, right behind me, tunazaona there is a speaker who is speaking, and his name is Pastor Felix Oko from South Africa. Now he's ministering in line with the theme of the day, which is I will build my church. Pastor Felix Oko from South Africa. And there are other speakers who will be coming in today, later on today. This is just the first session here at Rema Fest 2025 on Tuesday morning. Of course, there are other speakers. If I could just get the list and tell you more people who will be joining us this day. The first speaker for the day today is Pastor Felix Oko from South Africa. Then later on we'll have Pastor Oyedepo, Lady Bishop Kathy Kiuna, our very own mama of JCC. We'll there have Pastor Poju and Lady Bishop Funke Felix. That is the lineup for today, Tuesday. And also Wednesday, we'll also have Lady Bishop Kathy Kiuna, Bishop JB Masinde, Pastor T. Mwangi, and Reverend Julian Kula. Let me not preempt so that you can plan yourself one and speaker mgani you want to come listen to. But I want to invite you here at Uhuru Park and come and listen to all speaker. You don't need to decide which speaker you want to come listen to. Come listen to all of them. All right. Just to remind you, Tuesday today, the one ministering right now is Pastor Felix Oko. And then later on, we shall have Pastor Oyedepo, then Lady Bishop Kathy Kiuna, Pastor Poju, and Lady Bishop Funke Felix. All right. So join us here at Uhuru Park. Blessed and be blessed and be blessed. Well, I want to take you back to studio so you can enjoy the rest of the viewing. And when the morning is done, come at Uhuru Park or stay tuned on Y254 or KBC Channel 1. You will catch all the sermons and all the ministration that is happening here at Rema Fest 2025. Where I will build my church is the theme. Thank you so much. See you.
All right. And that is Miriam Masava. She is giving us a link right from Uhuru Park where the Rema Fest is taking place. Just building anticipation for you if you are planning to join. If you hadn't planned to join, there's a lot happening there, and we love it. We are the official media partners for that particular prayer summit that's running from Monday to Friday, and that's why we have disrupted our normal programming just to bring you that particular link. And now we continue with our conversation with Moses Ware. We were talking about tech trends and digital economy, and just before we took that particular break, you were telling us about what Africa needs to do and how we need to advance so that we do not remain behind even as the Western countries advance in technology.
Oh, that's great. I think I was just erring on adaptability to the changing ecosystem, on how we leverage now the digital tools and also accept to revolutionize our business infrastructures in this digital age, where tech has always been seen as a disruptor, but now it's here as a solution that we need at the right time. So just delving deeper into it, there is a call for expertise, a higher level of expatriates that we now need to have and develop. And this is where now we channel our energy through digital literacy to empower our youths and professionals and even the business owners to champion for digital transformation and getting to understand how these systems can revolutionize business. And if you have employees in your team, how are you investing into them business-wise or through technological tools so that they can get to know how they work for the business without you just looking outside on what's happening, and you are building up a team that can help you to scale up your brand. And now we have the people who now manage the businesses, the CEOs, the entrepreneurs, the consultants in the industry. So this is where we have to adapt that now this AI, these digital tools, this tech is here, and get to understand the various systems, the digital platforms that can work for our businesses, and then we adapt in that particular scenario. Back to the government, it has been doing great on the AI digital literacy program, and even we have organizations that Mastercraft, and I was just seeing the G42 that are coming up to help to make sure that we help to champion for digital skills learning across the country. So what happens is that through these processes where now individuals get to know how these platforms work and how these skills can make us more efficient, we get that opportunity to tap into opportunities across the global markets. And this increases the revenue, the GDP, because if you look into the next 5 years up to 2028, the government expects to tap into around 660 billion from the digital economy. So it means that there's a potential that's here. And the best way we are getting this income is by now helping these creators have an ecosystem that enables them to thrive, get access to opportunities and more. Beyond digital literacy, I think we need to look into the ethical considerations and how even the monitoring in these various ecosystem and industry, so that we have frameworks, practices that facilitate experts, creators in the ecosystem to have access not just to the digital tools, but also they can have various communities that help them to access high-level tools, learning, collaboration, and networks that help them to build a more advanced infrastructures, just like in the global markets. Because when you look at various content creators, when you look at various experts, you'll find that still we play low in this ecosystem, and this also affects our level of income in the industry. And not only that, also the systems and infrastructures that we lay out to some extent for businesses. So if the government can open up more hubs that help these people who have been in the industry to tap into them, I think that provides opportunity to not just elevate these creators that we have and experts in the economy, but for them to impact more of the audiences that they have. And that one increases more performance, efficiency, and the areas we are speaking about. Moving forward, I think we just need also a stable nation that also empowers that's now I'm in Kenya, that empowers and accepts that these systems, this is here, so how do we handle it? And we need not to see these tech disruptions as crisis, but we need to see them as opportunities, not seeing that this guy is good in machine learning, this person is good in digital marketing, and then we try to rob them of that opportunity to share their expertise, experience online by introducing systems, introducing taxes, and some harsh rules that limit their performance. So through that process, I think it can be easy for us African nations to get to see. And I just wanted to echo on when Chan was going on, you could see the fight between Kenya and Tanzania. And that tells you that Kenya is a country that is in the right space at the moment.
We're in the right space? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's something. And with all that, there has been some concerns that have risen because of safety concerns, and that's especially regarding cybersecurity and data protection. So how can we, especially governments and businesses, how can they strike a balance between innovation and safety?
That's a great question. So first, having clarity on the various your business systems and various areas. First, that we are going to have a touch point or that interaction with the customer data or the public data. You need to understand them and also make sure that you also, how do I put it, you make sure that you have clarity on understanding of the data privacy policies and rules, and you get to get the consent of the audiences, of the individuals who are collecting in their information. Yeah. So this is where you are going to have various certification from the Office of the Data. Is it the Office of the Data Protection Commission. You have those certifications for compliance. That's just the first phase. And then the next one is where you get to make it easy, because when you talk about data privacy, also apart from getting consent to use their information, we have to disclose to the individuals how are we going to manage the information that we have about their brand. It's going to be the phone number, some critical information, and this cuts across not just in businesses. Even we have information we leave at the healthcare facility. So how does this data get handled across these processes? So by giving the audiences clarity on how this information gets managed, it helps us to know also how we manage this content, and gives them that aspect of trust in us on getting to know how information is going to manage. And then another thing that we also have to look at is how, because we're talking about innovation, data privacy, and now security comes in, and that's something that we can see around various. There's one was on Safaricom shares, there was another one on eCitizen, that aspect of data privacy of individuals and people who access the platform. So we need to understand the various privacy and security features that we have enhanced in these platforms, so that the information that we have about our audiences does not get disclosed to any other third parties, because this might make them more vulnerable to phishing attacks or even insecurities where the information can be misused. So I think just having clarity on how various systems and infrastructures work, and putting in necessary measures to enhance that privacy, security, and them having that sense of confidence in us is something that's very great. And then comply to the government rules on that general data privacy policies. That's something that's going to be very great.
Absolutely, and companies should really comply to that, especially those that deal with data, that take customer data. They should be very compliant. It's to just to save themselves from a lot of trouble hapo mbele, But now, when talking about digital economy, even as we come to a close in this conversation, as we talk about digital economy and the opportunities that it creates, and there's a myriad of opportunities that you've mentioned that it creates, but when you look at it even growing, it creates that there's a divide that it also creates between those that are connected and those that are unconnected, So how can this gap be bridged so that we move together as a country?
First, I talked about championing for digital literacy, and this is being done. Yes, we do it as Strive Creatives by having various conversations in this area and bringing in experts. So I think first we need to champion for digital learning and literacy. If you look, allow me echo on the learning systems that we have in Kenya, because the background of everything starts with having access to information, and in Kenya we started through education policies. So I think we are in an era where the government needs to add in various digital tools, ecosystem learning networks in its programs and curricula, so that when kids are growing up, they have this access to get to know how these platforms work. They get to access this information, and they have this access to infrastructure. We don't need just to set up the hubs and those infrastructure that we set. We need to have it in the curricula that we have. So through the process, you find that, because we're talking about the digital divide, we have people who have gone through the private sector kind of education, and the people who are coming from the government. So through the process of these people learning and meeting up, you'll find that they have access to information, tools, and they know how these platforms work. Now, allow me move to the next extent of positioning, niching down, and getting to know what you are good at, to increase income, so that not to create the divide between those who know and those who don't know, or the experts and the generalists. So having that clarity to just for you to do more research, have access to more information, and increase these conversations around the tech industry is something that's going to be very great, so that people can have that access to information. When information makes people transform. So this one is going to help them how to understand how to become better in their areas of performance, how to access opportunities for income, and also how to solidify in their areas of expertise. And this is something that now more organizations are doing in Kenya, and we can see even various organizations and donors like the MasterCard, the PLP, the ALX are trying to champion for this digital learning, and through the process they bring in mentors. Mentors are these people who have been in the industry. They have a solid years, 8 years of experience. So you find that if you bring in these experts into the area and they are handling generalists, they are in a position to help the individuals who are starting out to identify their core strengths and now just position themselves in that particular area, and this increases their level of income, expertise, the results they get, and solidify them in their roles. The third one is, I think we're talking about divide inclusion. Let's look at the policies that we have in Kenya. Do they bring in, do they first promote the initiatives that are being done with the youth? That's on the aspect of content creation, access to opportunities, and also, allow me to talk about data privacy as the third area. So we need to build an ecosystems that will enhance development of skills beyond just access to information, development, career development, professional development for these people, for them to feel free to thrive in without having fears on the various, yes, ethics has to be there, on the various rules and measures that government is putting in. When I talk about these particular aspects, also the government needs not to put in more taxes in these various areas and field. Because if you look to the developed nations, they build those systems, they give them freely to the individuals. But now when you're coming in Kenya, you're being taxed to access a tool that's not being developed here. And then let's think about building more hubs. More hubs where now people who have access to the information, the various areas that they are advancing on, can now access these hubs, and they can find specialists in them so that they can also advance in their professional development.
Ideas,
And also when you look into areas that's like Marsabit, maybe the western sides of the country, or the areas that have not highly been gotten into, how we need to think about how they can access information, and we set up institutes on those particular areas, and then make sure that we also provide revenue and budgets into it beyond just the documentations that we do and the programs in the industry. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Well, you have answered all of it very well. Now, just as a closing remark, as we close this very shortly, in like a minute, what advice would you give them? This is your camera, to young innovators looking to position themselves at the center of Africa's digital economy.
Do not wait for the next 5 years. The digital economy is working now. And also tech is not your competitor. It's an enabler and an opportunity that you need to use at the moment. So just get to know what you are good at, explore what is it, if you even where you are starting, and then seek out for mentors, people who can help you grow in that particular career or area of expertise so that you can solidify in it and be someone who is going to be great.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We do appreciate your insights on this topic. Quite knowledgeable. You're quite knowledgeable in this area. So we hope to have you again as well. Even, you know, it's a wide area and there's so much to talk about when you look at policies, when you look at, you know, all these other things that we have not even touched on. So we'll hope to have you again. I just want you to share your social media handles for those who want to enroll you to the Academy, Strive Academy, how they can also reach you on that. So yeah.
Great. So personally, you can just reach me online. That's on Instagram and TikTok. You can find me at moseswere_digital because we're having a conversation on this, and that's also a part of me. On LinkedIn, you can just find me Moses Were. That's the name that I use over there, and then I'm free to share my contacts. You can find Strive Creatives contacts on our website, and also the program that we have on AI at the moment, and digital marketing and digital entrepreneurship that's happening in October. To contact us, just use Strive Creatives general contacts that are available online, and then you'll reach out to me and my team, and we'll be in a position to walk this journey with you in business, career, or your entrepreneurship aspirations.
Amazing. Thank you very much once again, Moses. Very impactful. That is where we put a close on this particular conversation. It's been a great one, and we were talking about tech trends and digital economy. Now you know where to put your energy in, where to invest in, you know, in your skills and how the world looks like now. You have a good idea, so align so that you do not complain that AI will take jobs, because it presents opportunities as well. And also on behalf of the team, we appreciate you for joining. This is where we put a close even to the show. We will see you tomorrow bright and early from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Stick with us. I wish you a great day ahead. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. My name is Stephanie Yetta. That's also where you can get me on social media.